Okay. So, I mean, to start off, really, usually what I like to do is to go through some of the things that really kind of led you to where you are right now. So that could be in regards to, things that put you onto the platform, or things that inspired you to start in the first place. Anything really. What do you reckon it is that got you to the position in on Twitch that got you to where you are now? That was a bad sentence. I apologize.
Yeah, but I understood. It's okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, so basically, I've always wanted to do something related to art, my life, but like I've done things that are really not related to it. But I can talk about it later.
Yeah.
But like I've always admired people who did online creation, because I was really early on YouTube. I think 1 or 2 years after it first started on the internet, I actually was already on YouTube and following stuff and everything. And I was like, oh, I would like to have this life of like creating content and earning money from it, because like it has the freedom, it has the creativity that I wanted, and the overall online life basically. But then I didn't do anything about it, because like pretty much it's a job that's very unstable, and I felt very discouraged about it for many reasons. Then 4 or 5 years ago, I started being on Twitch, like as a viewer. And then about a year in, I wanted to be like a streamer as well, which is, I think it's something that actually is very common on Twitch for viewers to at some point want to be a streamer as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, it feels like a lot of when you're in stream long enough, you see a lot of people just going for a stream themselves. But like it really didn't go well.
Really? Where'd you say that?
I just got discouraged.
Oh yeah, it didn't go well then. So you
I
stopped.
just got discouraged that there was no one, and I was very nervous on camera. Not even on camera, just very nervous on stream. For many reasons. And then like so I took a break from Twitch, and when I came back this year, I also still had this will to like do online creation and be a streamer. So I was like, sure, why not? Let's like put everything on my side to make it work. Try not to be discouraged, and try to go as far as I can, which is where I am today.
Oh, that's good. I think it's really interesting, like, saying that you always wanted to do like something creative, but you also wanted to do something in the online space, and you knew that was something that you could do, but it takes I think it takes a lot of mental energy just to kind of push yourself to actually even start doing that kind of thing. I find it personally, at least, it's very difficult to really self-motivate, to put yourself out there, to be like, I'm now going to dedicate this much time to do this thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it actually takes a certain set of skills that is not easy to come by, and that you have to build yourself. Like, for example, huge self-discipline. Because like when you have no deadlines and no manager going around and reminding you of all the stuff you have to do, like you have to do it yourself basically. And you also have to be prepared mentally in regards of receiving criticism, because like that's something huge on the internet. You have to be ready to hear people criticize you and not be angry about it, and just also be able to listen to it.
I think that's a really good point.
Discouraged.
As well, it's interesting because I find that there's the tendency in some people that I know, and people have said before, that you like as a person, like it's difficult to identify the difference between certain types of criticism. There's just like hateful criticism, and then there's constructive criticism. And I remember, like, as a kid, if somebody just gave me hateful comments on anything I did, it was really difficult to hear. I really hated it. And some people, like, never really grow out of that. But all people online do to an extent, but it still upsets them. But they all kind of seem to be very, but it doesn't matter. I don't need to pay attention to that. I can pay attention to this. And I think that's a part of the quality you're really talking about there, which is that knowing like how to take that kind of criticism.
Yeah, you have to, otherwise you just get very discouraged. And I used to be a person who actually took any criticism at all to heart and be like feel very insulted by it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, I just worked. It's one of the things I worked hard on in my life, because like it was not helping. Because criticism is actually very helpful, and you have to find a way to actually listen to it, otherwise you just go nowhere.
I think that's something that was really drilled into me as a child, which is that, you know, don't just wait around, like get feedback from people. They're like, go in, get feedback all the time. And and even though it is difficult to hear, but I also think, and you know, tell me if you feel this way as well, but it tends to be that people on the more creative side of, they're kind of, you know, if they've got personality traits that are very creative, that actually criticism is actually a lot harder to hear, because you put a lot more emotional energy into what you do.
Oh, definitely. I still can't, like, it's still really difficult for me to hear criticism about my work. I have to really like take it in and remind myself that it's not about me, and like it's not about me and my talent or like my skills. It's really about what the person perceives and what they want, and that makes it difficult sometimes. But like, as long as I can make the steps, then I can focus on what they want instead of feeling insulting and reacting in a defensive way, which is really not helpful.
Yes, I can understand that completely.